Hi folks, and welcome to another D Fringe guitar lesson. Today we're going to take a look at chord inversions. And what I was playing there was a simple 1-4-5 chord progression in the key of A, but I was using inversions of each of the chords. So guitar chord inversions are just a rearranging of the notes of a chord so that a note other than the root is in the bass or lowest position. Chord inversions allow you to play different voicings and add variety and flavor to your playing. They're also useful for incorporating into lead and rhythm fills. Beginner piano students often learn inversions almost immediately. However, guitar students start out learning block chords in a root position. This simply means that the notes of the chord are played all at once, with the root note being the first note. For example, if I play a G major, I'm going to start on the low G and play the whole chord at one time. Now, even though a lot of notes are being played here all over the 6 strings, there's only 3 notes to a major chord. This is called a triad. And this is a 1, 3, and 5. So for a G major chord, our notes are G, B, and D. And then they just repeat as you go down the fretboard. When I start the chord on a G, it's called the root position. Now, if I start the G major on a B, or third, this is called the first inversion. My B is the first note. And if I start on the D, that's called a second inversion, because I'm starting on the 5th note of the scale. So again, we have a G major in root position, first inversion, second inversion. And in the open position, you commonly hear this when you're walking down from a G major or from a C major down to an A minor. We're going to go C major, G with the B in the bass, A minor 7 or A minor, C. And you hear this a lot in popular music, especially country music and more ballads. And it's also commonly used when we play a G major. When we're walking down to an E minor, we'll play a D major with the F sharp in the bass. So it's going to be G, D over F sharp, E minor. What we're going to look at today is we're going to look at using triads to create different voicings up and down the fretboard. And what we're going to look at first is our A major on the 5th fret. So if I start here on the 7th fret, 4th string, there's my triad, my 1, 3, 5. That's a root position A major because I'm starting on the A, which is my root. Now if I want to go to the 2nd position, I'm going to lift up my 3rd finger, and I'm going to put my 1st finger across the 1st and 2nd string, and I'm going to start here on this C sharp. That's a first inversion because I'm starting on the 3rd of the A major. Then I go up here, and that's a 2nd inversion because I'm starting on the 5th. So I'm going from here. So again, we're starting in the root position, first inversion, second inversion. And those are just good for using voicings that aren't down here in the first position of the guitar. And a lot of times you'll use these whenever you have a bass player or a rhythm guitar player. The next one we're going to look at is a D using this C, the C shape. So that's a D major in the root position. Okay, now if I lift up my 4th finger and I start here, now I'm playing a D in the first inversion because I'm starting here on the F sharp. And then to play the 2nd inversion, I'm going to go up here to the 7th fret, and I'm going to start here on my A. Okay, and that's the 2nd inversion of a D major. So again, we have our first inversion and our second inversion. So let's go back and review. We're starting with an A major here on the 5th fret. We're just going to play the F sharp, C sharp, and E. That's our root position. Okay, then we lift up our 3rd finger and we start here on the C sharp. That's our first inversion. Then we move up here. That's our second inversion because we're starting on the 5th of the chord. And we can also do it here with a D major, here in the root position. Then we lift up our 4th finger and start here with our 3rd finger. That's our first inversion. Then we go up here to the 7th fret. And that's our second inversion because we're starting on the 5th of the D major scale. So again, let's review. Now this comes in handy whenever you have a rhythm section behind you and you don't want to play what the rhythm section is playing. So for example, if we're going to do a 1, 6, 4, 5. So if we want to get a rhythm section going here, we'll start with the rhythm. Okay, we got our bass going now. We're going to get our guitar rhythm going. Okay, so we got our rhythm section, sounds good, it's nice and full, but I want to add a little color or flavor to this chord progression. So we're going to start up here with our root position A. What I did there is I took my basic rhythm section here with my root note positions and I just added a root position A major triad, and then I added a first inversion F sharp minor. If I took my F sharp minor here with the root and I just started here on the minor 3rd, and then I did a second inversion of the D major, second inversion of the E major. So again, root position A major, first inversion of the F sharp minor, second inversion of the D, and second inversion of the E. So all it's doing is adding a little color or flavor to what I was doing before. So let's listen to that again. So that's kind of an introduction to chord inversions. I hope you found this lesson helpful. If you did, go ahead and subscribe and look for other videos as they come along. Thank you very much.